Hi, 2 Okay, I've got another fantastic collection of Robert Munsch stories. It makes me a little sad because this is my last collection of Robert Munsch stories. It's winding down. Whew, it's getting thin, 2 It's getting thin, but we're going to make it. We're going to make it into June. And then I may have to just grab some stories from around the house, we'll see. So I'm excited about this book, this Marvelous Munsch collection, because all the stories in this book, Robert Munsch gives you the backstory, and then there's some more information in the back of the book. No poems this time. Bummer. But I'm going to start with a story, which is a very cute story. I read it for the first time like 2 years ago to my class. It's called Give Me Back My Dad. And the story is dedicated to someone by the name of Cheryl Allen, and she's in Rigolette, Labrador. And that is Robert Munsch's dedication. And I'll share with you the backstory behind the story. And then there's some illustrations in the back that show you how Michael Marchenko went from sketches to making the pictures in this book. So that's really cool too. Okay, so enjoy this story. One day, Cheryl and her father decided to go ice fishing. They got on the snowmobile, put all their stuff in the sled on the back, and went bouncing over the bumps and across lakes until they came to a very good place to fish. And this is something I have no experience in. I've never been ice fishing, but I'm sure in Canada, it's probably a common activity that people like to do. This place, said Cheryl's father, is the best place to fish in the whole world. But the fish are smart. You've got to be really smart to catch these fish. Phooey, said Cheryl. I'm smarter than any fish. So her father got out an ice drill and drilled an enormous hole. They chopped the ice and drilled some more, and then they were done. Wow, said Cheryl's father. Really thick ice. Now we can fish. And that seems to be the ice drill he's holding. He got out a hook and line and bait and said to Cheryl, "You fish down this hole, but be very careful because these fish are smart." "Phooey," said Cheryl. "I'm smarter than any fish." She jiggled her line up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and said, "I want to catch a fish." "Be patient," said her dad. So Cheryl jiggled her line up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And she said, "I want to catch a fish." It doesn't look like she's being very patient. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Then up out of the hole came a candy bar with a line on it. "Look at that," said Cheryl. "It's a candy bar." Her father yelled, "Don't touch that!" But Cheryl grabbed the candy bar and was pulled right down underneath the ice. It sounds like the fish are going fishing for kids using candy. It's so funny because like every kid would grab the candy bar. Cheryl's father yelled down the hole, "Give me back my baby!" A big fish stuck out its head out of the water and said, "We caught this kid fair and square. You can't have her back." "Grrr," yelled Cheryl's father. Cheryl's father got an idea. He put a very small piece of bait on a line and jiggled it up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down. And all of a sudden, he pulled up a very small baby fish. The big fish stuck its head out of the water and said, "Give me back my baby." "Well," said Cheryl's father, "I'll give you back your baby if you will give me back my baby." "Grrr," said the big fish. Cheryl's father tossed the little fish back, and Cheryl came flying up out of the hole. She said, "Brr, it's cold." And right away, she started turning into an icicle. Her father picked her up and ran to shore and got a fire going in the Labrador tent. I had never heard of a Labrador tent, but we're going to learn what one is. That's what it looks like. It's kind of cool, right? Soon, Cheryl was warm and dry like a piece of toast. "Now," said her father, "we are going back out there. Don't pick up anything the fish throw out of the hole. These are smart fish." "Right," said Cheryl. They went back out, and Cheryl jiggled her line up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and said, I want to catch a fish. A candy bar with a line on it came up out of the hole. So hopefully Cheryl doesn't touch the candy. Oh no, said Cheryl. I'm not that dumb. She jiggled her line up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and said, I want to catch a fish. Up came a bag of popcorn with a line on it. Cheryl said, oh no, I'm not that dumb. She jiggled her line up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And she said, I want to catch a fish. Then up came a television. Wow, said Cheryl. That looks pretty nice. But I'm not that dumb. A television. Do you think someone's going to fall for that? Cheryl jiggled her line up and down and 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 said, I want to catch a fish. She waited some more, and up came a $50,000 bill with a line on it. Her father said, $50,000. He grabbed it and got pulled underneath the ice. Oh no, her father fell for it. That's funny. Grrr, said Cheryl. She yelled down the hole, give me back my daddy. And the baby fish stuck its head out of the water and said, hey, we caught him fair and square, and you can't have him back. And Cheryl looks mad. Cheryl got an idea. She put a huge piece of bait on a line, and she jiggled it up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and said, I've got to catch a daddy fish. All of a sudden, a big fish grabbed the bait, and Cheryl pulled him in. The baby fish stuck its head out of the water and said, give me back my daddy. Well, said Cheryl, I'll give you back your daddy if you give me back my daddy. Grrr, said the little fish. Cheryl threw the daddy fish back into the water, and Cheryl's father came flying up out of the hole. He said, brr, it's cold, and started turning into an icicle. Cheryl pulled her father to the tent and put wood into the stove till he was warm and dry like a piece of toast. Then Cheryl said, Daddy, why did you grab the money? I thought you were smarter than a fish. I am smarter than a fish, said her father. Said her dad, and I know that you are smarter than any fish, and I knew you would get me out. And I still have the money. Woohoo! Right, said Cheryl. And they went back to town and bought Cheryl her very own snowmobile. That is so cool. And now I'm going to share with you the backstory of Give Me Back My Dad. Give Me Back My Dad was written while I was on a trip to Rigolette, Labrador with my son, Andrew. While we were there, we went ice fishing with a girl named Cheryl and her father, Roger. Andrew got a new snowsuit and muckluck sort of boots, and I was given a snowsuit and a new parka. They suggested I wear new boots, and I said mine were okay, but it was a mistake. Every time I went through the snow, I got snow in the top of my boots, and eventually my socks got wet. I should have taken their advice. Next to their fishing cabin, they put up a Labrador tent. That they make it by cutting down 2 spruce trees, pounding one into the snow, and then lashing the other across the top to an uncut tree. This makes a pole to hang the tent from. They cut the spruce branches and make a thick bedding. Then in goes a portable stove. After fishing, we drove back up to the cabin. We ate, and then we went into the tent and told stories and jokes. Everybody told something. I made up a story about Cheryl and Roger. Roger told about the ghost sled that helps people lost on the snow. This was all while sitting and lying on spruce branches while the little stove kept the tent positively tropical. It was wonderful. And that is the backstory of Give Me Back My Dad. Now, what's really interesting is way in the back of this book, there's a part of the story that says, how Robert Munsch, how his Robert Munsch books are made. And it shows Robert Munsch and Michael Marchenko working together. And it actually shows an actual picture of a Labrador tent. So that's like the picture that Michael Marchenko used in the story. And then this page shows like what his first sketch looks like. Am I getting it in here? And then what the actual picture looks like in the book. So cool. I love learning all of those background stories. And I hope you guys enjoyed Give Me Back My Dad in my new Marvelous Munch book. Okay, hope you guys have a great day. And I'll be digging up every Robert Munch book I can find to last through the rest of the year. Bye, guys.